We are back here for you on Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page. Always great to be with you as we continue to roll on. Well, do you remember that old saying, where's the beef? Well, now so many people are saying, where's the money now for that beef? Because we have seen those prices continue to skyrocket at grocery stores. Take a look at the report from Fox Business saying, don't expect relief from high beef prices anytime soon. America's cattle herd has fallen to its smallest size in 75 years, and persistent drought is a major driver as well. So we want to get some more insight on this all and what it means for consumers, of course, that love their red meat. Let's go out to our next guest to help break it all down. Friend here of the program, Dan Varroney. Great to have you on, Dan. It's always great to talk with you. And it's no secret. You go to the grocery store and you see those steak prices. It's a lot different than what we saw years ago.
Mike, it gives new meaning to the phrase sticker shock. It's just amazing. During the summer holidays, how many barbecues have we had and had people over, and it's sticker shock every time we've gone to the store. But what we're in we're in an environment where there's a shortage, and the shortage is created by years of very stiff environmental and permitting regulations that has caused farmers to sell or leave their businesses, that has shrunk the size of these cattle herds, and that shortage has created scarcity, and that scarcity has given us high prices.
Yeah, we're really seeing that across the board. Is there worry because, the demand is there, and then that's why we are seeing these prices continue to go up. But is there, a worry that maybe people will start to tend to go away from red meat since if they're not, eating it as much, that will not be on the plate as much?
Mike, that's a fair question, but I'm not sure that's the real concern. I think the concern is looking at ways to bring the prices down, right? So we're all dealing with food inflation. We know what that's like. And then in addition to food inflation, we've got the energy price shock. So you take the energy price shock, the food inflation, and scarce cattle herds, and we are where we are right now. And I think that's the big issue. What the Trump administration is trying to do is get the regulations under control. They're opening up more federal lands for farming. They're allowing imported beef to come into the country. So I think those are solutions that over time will bring beef prices down. But our cattle herds have become so thin that we're talking about a significant period of time to repopulate them in order to create a more robust supply of beef.
So, Dan, what do you feel like this could be 2, 3, maybe even 4 years in the making to get the herds back to a solid number?
So what I would say is let's talk about prices first, because that's what we all care about. So I think price-wise, I think that we're looking at 2027 when we'll start to see the prices come down. But I think that we are looking at a series of years, several years, in order to repopulate the herds. But I think that's in process. I think the energy price shock will be addressed, and I think inflation will continue to come down. We saw some good news around that with the consumer price index and the wholesale prices last week. So I think that we're seeing things moving in the right direction, and I'm optimistic that we'll see beef prices come down, not by the holidays, but I think during 2027.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people want to hear there. They want it sooner, but if they could see it maybe along the horizon, that'll be definitely good news all the way around. What is it going to do? Is there anything to motivate other farmers and people that, that really take in this cattle to maybe try to uptick the herds?
To really get them to see that the federal government absolutely cares about them and is bringing solutions. And I think that the word hasn't fully gotten out, and I know for a fact the administration is working very hard through the U.S. Department of Agriculture to get the word out to farmers and to let them know that there's regulatory and permitting relief. So I think once that happens, I think that, first of all, we want people to stay in farming. We don't want everyone to sell out and only have 2 or 3 big companies. That over time can create supply chain challenges. We don't want that.
Yeah, that's so true. Dan Varroney, always great to have you on. We always appreciate the updates along the way and the insight. Thanks so much, Dan.
You're welcome. Take care, Mike.
You take care. All right, everyone. We will be back here with more coming up on Live Now from Fox in just 2 minutes.